twisted, true story. I met this woman on TikTok named Jenny, who seemed rather nice even though she posted odd and strange videos. She offered for me to come over to her house for a TikTok party to celebrate the app. When I arrived and was about to knock on the door, there was a note that said, "Come in." When I entered, it was completely dark except for the moonlight that seeped through the window. Then I received a text message that said, "Do you like hide and seek?" "Sure I do, I guess," I replied. "Then come find me," she said. I was having second thoughts, but for some stupid reason, I agreed to play the game and went searching for her. It was so dark that I had to feel my way through, which led me to the basement, which had a foul odor that mimicked the stench of rotting flesh. And then a voice came from the darkness. "Looks like you found me," she said. And when I flashed my cell phone, there she was, sitting with a bloody axe in her hands, and nailed to the walls were dead and mutilated bodies. "What the actual fuck?" I said as I ran out of the house and called the cops. Come to find out, she was a mentally disturbed woman who used the app to lure men to her basement to kill them. I've never been one to sign up for social media apps, but since everyone was talking about this TikTok app, I figured I would give it a try. I started posting videos, and soon I became famous on the platform. There was one fan named Haley Jane who sent me a message stating that she was one of my biggest fans, so I thanked her, then signed off. The next day, she asked for my address so she could send me stuff. I didn't have a P.O. box, so I stupidly gave her my address. Boy, was I a dumbass. One night, about 3 a.m. in the morning, my doorbell rang. So I stumbled down the stairs and opened the door. "Hi, Brody, it's me, Haley Jane. You know, your biggest fan," she said with a smile. I asked her why in the hell was she at my house and in the middle of the night at that. She said that she just wanted to drop off my gifts. I thought that if I just thanked her, she would go away, but I was wrong. "Can I come in?" she asked, and of course, there was no way I was going to do that. So I said, "Fuck no," shut the door, and went back to bed. I woke up an hour later because something didn't feel right, and as my eyes shifted beside me, there she was, laying in my bed next to me. "What the actual fuck?" I said. Then, all of a sudden, she pulled out a razor blade. Suddenly, the door opened. "Get the fuck out of here," yelled my roommate. The next thing I knew, she was gone out of the window. I haven't seen or heard from her since. The new episode of My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, Season 3, Episode Join today. I had over 4 million followers on TikTok, and the numbers continued to rise. I had taken precautions since the incident that happened with my obsessed fan, Haley Jane. Her coming to my house in the middle of the night scared the hell out of me. Not only did I no longer private message fans, I moved into a guard-gated community, which gave me a peace of mind. One night, my car broke down, so I decided to hitch a ride. The coronavirus was still going around, so I made sure to strap on my mask. Then I exited the car. After 20 minutes of standing with my thumb out, a car finally approached me. The woman who picked me up seemed rather nice, and we had a nice conversation along the way. Then she told me she had to pick up her daughter and would drop me off soon after. As we arrived, her daughter got into the back seat, then slammed the door, and we were on our way. For the entire ride, the daughter hadn't said a word, but I figured she was just shy, and that was that. 10 minutes had passed, and we were in the middle of nowhere when the car came to a halt. Oh crap, looks like my car broke down. Good thing we live just around the corner. We'll have to foot it. Come on, let's go, she said as we all three exited the car and walked to their house that stood near the wooded area. As we arrived at their house, nothing was out of the ordinary. It was a small, modern-styled home, and it felt warm and cozy, except it felt like the perfect setting for a murder. The daughter offered for me to hang out in her room and listen to music, and even though I couldn't see her face, her personality was attractive. An hour later, she told me that she was going to take a shower, so I asked her if I could use her computer, and she said yes, then left the room. While randomly searching, I accidentally clicked on a document titled The List, and what I discovered made my skin crawl. There were 3 names on the list, and they were all has gained over 4.5 million views, as well as My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, the prequel, and Her Blood on My Hands. Join Dark and Twisted TV, or you'll never know the shocking ending. Other fans have already joined.